Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to the full moon video for you for the full moon that is happening on March 7th or 8th. It is happening at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. There is a time zone calculator in the description box below for exactly what time it is for you, but that's 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time Zone U.S. I don't know if I said that. So it's happening at 16 degrees. That's the harvesting degrees. A harvesting degree. It's like a completion of a cycle, but because of the way this one is structured, it is in every full moon is seeded by a new moon, and the new moon that seeded this one was September 7th of 2021. So over the past year and a half, what in the areas of manifesting things in the earthly energy of this would be like finances, this would be work-life balance, this would be career, this would be restructuring around these areas in health and well-being. Okay, so these areas of your life, what were you thinking about then? It's kind of like this part of we've gotten to this one part of the cycle, and now we're going to elevate up and go to the next part. So we're going to take a look at that. This full moon, when it was a new moon, it was trined by Uranus and Taurus. It still is. And it was trined. Trine is this flow of energy that's very supportive with Pluto in Capricorn. And even though it's not exactly in a trine, it is by sign. And so there's still the supportive energy about the deconstruction to the reconstruction of something in these areas of your life, especially with Uranus wanting to shake things up. And Taurus is, if you are Scorpio rising, it's in your 7th house of partnership. And I mentioned that because the Taurus card showed up here. So there is something around what's been going on. Taurus would be for you, this is that Venusian energy, right? So this is around self-worth, self-value, self-esteem in the area of finance and partnership, business or personal. And so you have the card of mercy. You have the card of mercy. This is the Hierophant. And so this is about learning to really give with the kindness and the compassion in your heart. I actually want to use the book for this one because it's just clearer than all my rambling's going to get there. Okay, so it's spiritual wisdom and compassion. The Dragon of Mercy challenges us to follow our spiritual calling rather than the desires of the ego. This requires a choice, a change of mind. So people are in constant battle with their inner demons, so many people, are in constant battle with their inner demons, but this card asks us to stop fighting and show self-compassion. So, what do you really want? And what are you willing to release full moon, to let it go, to elevate, to move forward on the direction? And so I would guess with the South Node in your sign, you've been doing a lot of letting go. We have another eclipse coming up in your sign on May 5th at, again, like right around here. It's at 14 degrees, but it's right around this area of the chart that is being activated by this full moon. And so this is just this constant energy of trying to release, to let go, to let go, to let go. And you're just constantly being pushed in this direction. And so I feel like it's like the onion and you're just peeling away layer after layer after layer to get to where it is you want to go. I do want to apologize. I don't have internet again. The storms just keep rolling through here, but I have power, so I'm recording and it's a little glitchy. So I'm really sorry about that. So this here is an opportunity for you to really have the compassion for yourself that over the past year and a half, while the South Node has been in your sign, coincidentally, right, there has been all of this willing to release and let go in order to create the fertile ground for you to grow the kind of partnership that you're looking for, the kind of financial stability that you're looking for, and the kind of spiritual awareness that is trying to be birthed in you. And so this going down into the dark night of the soul, the depths, having to, look at the underbelly of things, that vulnerable feeling as you scrape off layer after layer of yourself to reveal your true and authentic self. And when you look in the mirror at your true and authentic self, and don't look at how you got there. Don't look at all that stuff, the debris you're leaving behind. Look at who you are and where you want to go from here, right? That's the compassion. The compassion says, I'm a divine being having a very human experience, and in the human form, I struggle. It's part of my journey, and there's conflict and there's chaos, and yet I'm elevating and I'm growing. And so I'm going to honor myself for the progress that I've made, and I'm going to set my sights on where I want to go next. So that is what this is asking you to do. Forgive yourself for all the perceived mistakes. And I love that they say perceived mistakes, because it's just part of the journey. It's just part of the scraping off. It is just part of the growth process. And I think that when people start to recognize that we all do the best we can in the circumstances that we find ourselves in, and no matter how heinous other people may find your actions or you find theirs, everybody, I truly believe, is just doing the best they can with the tools at their disposal, with the experience that they've had, with the baggage that they're carrying, and we're all just trying to elevate and grow and do the soul growth work in this lifetime. So, oh, I love this. I say this all the time. I love this so much. It says, in reality, there are no mistakes, only lessons. I totally believe that. Oh my God, I don't use this deck very often. Okay, so that is the journey that you have been on. So let's see how far you've come on that. And we'll take a look at what your next steps are and some advice for how to get there. I do want to encourage you to please hit the thumbs up and leave comments if this is the kind of video that you like. And just in general on YouTube, they're trying to get everybody to go to shorts or make like hour-and-a-half videos. And if that is not the length of video that you like to watch, when you watch something that is about the length that this one's going to be, that 10 to 45 minute length, for any creator, it would be very beneficial to let YouTube know by your interaction. So when you leave comments, you like, you share, then they realize that there is a market for these kind of videos, and I'm assuming they will want to give the people what the people want. I would think so. All right, so what you have learned, oh my God. Scorpio, you have the wise woman of Wonderland. This is integrity versus compromise. This is you realizing that when you step into your integrity and you are your true and authentic self, and people can take it or leave it. And that there are things in life where we have to compromise. Right? There's negotiation. Absolutely, there's a negotiation process, right? If you want to purchase a home or a vehicle, or, you have a lot of things on your schedule, your significant other, you can't do everything. How do you compromise? There's compromises, right? There are compromises in the exchange of energy. Absolutely. But things that should never be compromised is the core value of who we are. What do we hold near and dear? What is really and truly a value to us? And those things should not be compromised. Our self-worth, our self-value, our self-esteem, knowing who we are, what we believe in. I'll give you a really fun example. It's kind of a ridiculous one, but it's so. For instance, I was on a dating site, and I'm a Michigan Wolverine fan, big time, and this guy hit me up, and he was his moniker was Catholic Buckeye. Well, at that point, I was in the process of trying to decide whether or not I was still Catholic. I'm like, I don't even know where I sit on that right there. But it was the Buckeye part. I'm like, oh my God, no. So my core being was like, I can't date a Buckeye. I can't have those conversations. And he thought I was joking when I told him that I was serious. Now, I know that's a really ridiculous thing, but for me, it was a really important thing. I'm like, I can't do that. And so, but there are things that are not that ridiculous, that are very much of your value, that should never be compromised, right? When your boss asks you to do something that you know is sketchy and illegal, and you're like, oh, it might be time to find a new job, right? And so it's that kind of thing where you're compromising your integrity. I think you've learned based on this card, there are things that you are not willing to compromise anymore. Your sense of joy, your sense of happiness. For me, that's what that Buckeye thing was about. I would not be happy. Would not be happy with that. So it was about joy. It was about happiness. What makes you feel that way, right? And so there is that. So what now? I love this. You are being invited into the unknown. Now that you've figured out what is of value to you, the letting go, the releasing, the leaving behind the parts of you that are not in alignment with what your core values are, your sense of joy, your sense of happiness. Things that do not bring joy, right? And so you have the card of magic prayer. This is trusting the divine is leading you toward joy and happiness by following what is of your core values, and it's into the unknown. This is new territory. You're being asked to take a leap of faith, a huge leap of faith, that what is of value to you, what you believe in, what you find value in, what you find joy and happiness in, will sustain and support you in the long term. It's been a huge, this wise woman of Wonderland, it's not the little Alice in Wonderland, it's an old lady sitting on that toadstool dressed like Alice. And so through the experiences, through the odd things that have happened, through the quote unquote perceived mistakes that you've made, there has been wisdom that has come in. And wisdom is when you take knowledge and you take experience and you put them together, and then you get wisdom. And that wisdom shines. That wisdom enables you to do things that you didn't know were possible before. You're supposed to be having fun, Scorpio. You have here, enjoy the now. You have learned what doesn't work. Start exploring what does by following the joy. Just like if you want to do something or don't do something, if you are considering doing something, not making it about, it's so hard to say this to a Scorpio. It's not about, does this put money in the bank? This is, I know I can put money in the bank. It's a matter of finding the job that allows me to do it and doing something I like to do. And it's again, what brings the joy and what brings the happiness. In a relationship, that compromise part, right? Sometimes you have to go and do something with your significant other you'd really rather not do. But that is okay if they also go and do things with you that they would really rather not do. And in general, most of the stuff you do, you enjoy. And so, but if it's something that just you can't, like, oh my God, I cannot do that. Like that is too offensive to me. That is too upsetting to me. There's also okay to be a little independence between you, right? It's okay to have a little daylight. Wow, you guys. This full moon eclipse that happens in your sign on May 5th, it's birthing you. The South Node is still in your sign until we get through Scorpio season this year. Okay? But there are no more. I think you had a new moon eclipse. You may get a new moon eclipse. I would have to look. But this is the last full moon eclipse in your sign, and it's birthing you into a whole new being, a whole new you. No, the new moon will not be an eclipse. So this is the last eclipse in your sign, and there's one more full moon eclipse coming up in Taurus at the end of the year. But look, you have the card of new beginnings. You're birthing the whole new you, but look, it looks like the phoenix rising from the ashes. The destruction of things that do not support you. the things that do not bring the joy and the happiness. Your willingness to go into the unknown and follow the joy, enjoy the now, allows you to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. Nobody should ever count you down and out. And you guys really, this was a really hard cycle to have the South Node going through your sign anyway. So, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, you have this card of Jet. And Jet is this little egg-shaped stone that's super light. Oh my God, it's super light. You would expect it to be really dense. And so it says here, I am always divinely protected. I know I am safe. I am always divinely protected. I know I am safe as I go into the unknown. And I trust that following the joy and following the happiness is the way to go. I am divinely guided and I am protected. I am safe. It says to release anger and anxiety, release jealousy and frustration, deflect negative energy, and practice meditation on a regular basis. Invoke divine protection. So ask for the help and the guidance. I love to work with Archangel Michael. He's very willing to show up. But you can just say angels if you don't even know, right? And so here's the thing about angels. Mostly they stand by going, put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I want to help. Put me in, coach. But unless we ask for them to intervene and to help us, mostly they can't unless in extreme emergency situations they can momentarily do something if it's for the best and the highest good of all. Right? So in those cases they can, but the regular asking for the protection, I talk to Michael on a regular basis. I would like to say daily. Mostly it's daily. I notice sometimes lately I've been a little lax, but asking for the guidance and the protection, talking to your guardian angels, just saying, Spirit, I need some help today. Spirit, guide me through the day. Make the signs and the signals obvious to me so that I know which route to go, what to do next, what steps to take, and to protect me on my journey as I go blindfolded into the unknown. I trust that I am on the right path, as long as I'm on the path that is filled with joy. If you don't have a meditation practice, I would recommend that. There's lots of guided meditations. It's hard to quiet the monkey mind. It takes practice. They call it a meditation practice for a reason. It takes time to get there. And I still struggle sometimes. Oh my gosh. So I try to do it first thing in the morning before my brain has a chance to engage, because later in the day it's hard because all the stuff is going through my mind. So I like to do it right when I wake up, before I have time to start thinking about all the stuff I have to do so that I can actually clear my mind and just be. That's a very, slows down the aging process, by the way. If for no other reason, try it for that. All right, you guys take great care. I will talk to you soon. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and supporting this channel. I truly appreciate you.